Alright, so it's very, very early in the morning. Uh, and I have time again, so I'm gonna do some Headhunter shit. Uh, I think I'm just gonna mess around with Layla tests for now, and then finish the game later. Because I really need to work on that. I think, let's see. Let me do them in order. Maybe not. Let's see, because there's a pattern to all of these, and I'd like to learn it. Probably not doing a 13-hour stream like I normally do, but I just want to get the absolute best time I can on all of these. I've already gotten records on all of them on my PS2 save, but obviously this isn't my PS2 save. And before I actually do my run, it still needs a lot of work. And there's a lot of notes I gotta take, and things I have to take into consideration, routes I probably need to memorize. Obviously, I need to improve my sense of direction, because that will completely ruin things for me. I'm not gonna sit here and blame everything on RNG like every other runner in fucking existence does. But occasionally, this game does do some random shit, so... And that's primarily in the boss fights. Biggest concern is the fact that the number one, this is the Dreamcast version, so I can't really genuinely practice full runs on here properly. If I'm going to run this game, I'm going to run it on the PS2, since it's all one disc. The game is also slightly updated because this is the first version of the game. And I have some odd performance issues on here that involve, what's his face, regarding fire rate. The way that the gun shoots here is a bit odd. My fire rate is typically a little better on the PS2. Not to mention the bike feels a little strange on here. Maybe it's just an issue with the bike on the Dreamcast version. I'm not sure. But the thing seems to control itself even more than it already does on the PlayStation 2 version. So, dunno. Maybe it's just me. I'm probably going to spend most of the day taking notes if I do stream this game all day, which maybe I will. Taking notes, creating routes, doing things. I gotta find probably like the best guns I can use for specific parts in the game. Another problem, not problem, but I guess issue maybe, same thing, is the fact that puzzles in this game are different every time. It's not completely different every time. There's a set amount of patterns, probably around 3, maybe 4, that can happen for each puzzle. And I just need to memorize all of them, write them down. Oh shit. This is exactly why I'm doing this. I just need to write them all down or take a picture of them or something, and then have that open while I do my run. So that should be interesting. I don't think any game other than maybe an RPG is that dumb, but here we are nevertheless. When it comes down to it, it seems like the shotgun is the only other viable weapon in my repertoire here. Really, the pistol is the only truly effective gun. Generally effective. It's not like the other weapons don't do damage, but they're just not as practical as you'd think they'd be. Because, you know, you'd think the rocket launcher is pretty good, but it's similar to what the Stinger was like in MGS1. It can knock enemies down, but it just doesn't do the damage that it should be doing. The same can be said for the Resonator grenade. There are some grenade placements that I'm thinking about that I could probably use in specific points for when I don't have my shotgun, or when the shotgun just isn't usable at that particular time. But again, the problem is precision. Unfortunately, the NES, or not NES, the Dreamcast emulator does not have save states, as far as I know. So it's going to be much harder to actually practice any of that. This right here is what I need a lot of work on, I guess. I have to memorize where everything is. And to top it off, I have no radar on the Dreamcast version because of some weird graphical bug that I can't seem to fix. So that's great. It's probably not the best time I can get. I'm actually going to do that one more time. This stream today is just going to be a whole lot of this repetition and constant resetting. So if that's not your thing, then I suggest you go find something else to watch. The bike is horrendous. So, there's nobody really in here right now. I did set my archives on so that other people can watch this later on if they really wanted to. I want to have a video up on Twitch and possibly YouTube explaining things for this game. Nobody actually plays this game as far as I know. I'm pretty sure I can get about 18 seconds if I can make that turn a little better. If I'm not mistaken, 17 seconds is probably possible. But who knows? Yeah, let me try. It probably is. But you're not getting anything below 17 seconds, I think. Even with the sharpest possible turns, it's probably not possible. That's terrible. The bike is very, very... not difficult. It's just very odd to control. That's probably the best time I'm going to get, to be perfectly honest. It sort of controls itself. It's not as easy as it looks. It's not like controlling a bike on GTA or something. It's not as bad as driving or riding a bike in Grand Theft Auto 4, but it's pretty bad. It's really stiff. Sometimes when it wants to, it'll just shoot out to the left or right. Sometimes it just won't turn, even when you're letting go of throttle. It's just the way the bike is. It's something that I gotta get used to, I guess. Now here, this is pretty odd. You would think that this is a test primarily revolving around speed, but on the contrary, it's a test of your patience. It doesn't help that I don't have a radar, but sometimes you're gonna be going full speed towards the target here, and what'll happen is it'll completely U-turn and say you gotta go backwards. So that's something I gotta get used to, because this is exactly what I mean. So the checkpoints on the HUD aren't entirely accurate, because you have to. The finish line counts as a final checkpoint. the last red checkpoint that you collect is technically second to last. So for this one, there are 7. So there are technically 8 on this one, because I have to go to the finish line as well. Now what I want to avoid doing is holding down R2 completely. I'm using a DualShock 4 to play this game. The reason for this is because when you hold down the throttle completely, you will do a wheelie, and when you do a wheelie, you can kind of control the bike, but it's so difficult that it's not even worth trying. Hey, I'll just do a wheelie for a few seconds, and it's just not worth it. When there's a straightaway like this, it's fine, but other than that, you never want to do that. So, that seems about right. And this is actually good that I'm doing this the way I am now, trying to get all the records, because if I get all of the... if I get a record on all of these, I can unlock New Game Plus. And New Game Plus will probably be the category that I run for fun, but we'll see. The reason I say this is because with New Game Plus, you get infinite ammo. And technically speaking, you already have infinite ammo for your pistol, but you get infinite ammo for your rocket and your submachine gun, your neurostunner. We don't use those weapons. Well, when I say we, I say me, because I'm the only one who actually plays this game, let alone runs it. Again, this is the game being stupid. But I gotta actually take this one a little slow first. That's exactly what I mean. But we don't use those guns because they're just not really practical. The neurostunner, it does knock people out in one hit, but you have to charge it and people wake up from it because it's a neurostunner. It's not a weapon that kills, or in Headhunter's case, it's not a weapon that causes brain damage. Because the weapons in this game are not normal lethal weapons. They, to eliminate the danger of damaging organs, all the weapons in this game are specially made by this game's version of the police, or the ACN. And they do not harm organs, so that they can, like, for example, when there's a criminal, they can ship the organs off to somebody else. It's a little fucked up. Try this again. See, it's just learning all this that is a pain in the ass. The game itself is not difficult. It's working around all its different idiosyncrasies and kinks that makes it a difficult game to play. Why do I know so much about this game? I don't know. Let's see, let me restart this. It throws you off, the thing on the top. This was just a game that I used to play a lot as a kid, because I had it, I don't know. When I was a little younger, I was actually stuck on the spider fight with Ramirez, because I wasn't sure how to do it. But now that I'm older, it's relatively simple. It's just very, very tedious, and you'll find that that is a common theme with this game as a whole, is the entire game is just tedious. Also, I'm running this emulator on the lowest possible settings, which makes this even tougher than it should be, because I can't see my checkpoints from a distance. Alright. Even that wasn't a good time. This one and 4 are going to be undoubtedly the most difficult. It's probably self-explanatory, but again, it's not really difficulty, it's just this. I gotta find just the right speed to go at. Braking here and there probably isn't very practical, but finding the absolute best route is probably going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass, even though it's pretty much set for me. I don't know the city very well. My sense of direction is awful. And it doesn't help that I don't have a radar, so yeah. For now, I just want to get as many records as I can. I gotta do these over and over and over again. Now this one, you're gonna notice it doesn't have as many checkpoints. It doesn't mean it's shorter, it's just the checkpoints are more spread out, which means the race is just an even bigger pain in the ass. I'm not actually sure. The city looks too generic for me to tell, and I have to go the other way. But I don't even know if these sections of the city are a real part of the city. I think they are. This is part of the city right here. Because I usually don't even recognize half the shit I see in VR. And this is pretty much what I call it as VR, because that's essentially what it is VR missions. This game, if you're unfamiliar with it, which I'm sure you are. Let me actually see. I'm not going to restart it. I know I went the same way. That's what I get for trying to explain things while I play. This game was created by, I think it was Amuse, a very small studio. They only made this game, and somehow it actually got a sequel, which the sequel was bad, to say the least. This game was originally released on the Dreamcast, which is, again, what I'm playing it on now, and it was later released on the PlayStation 2, which was the first version that I had played. And perhaps even the best version to play, because the Dreamcast version utilizes 2 discs as opposed to just 1 disc. Which obviously will save some time. It goes without saying, you don't have to switch discs. It's just better. I gotta find the right street to go down for the first couple of checkpoints, because I spent 40 seconds trying to find the second damn checkpoint. And obviously, I don't want that. What you're seeing there when I do that burnout looking thing, that is pretty much the best way to turn when you're stationary. Reverse just doesn't work. You go so slow. I mean, you're probably moving like a frame every 3 seconds. It's god-awful. There's no point to using reverse. If you just do the handbrake turn or whatever you want to call it, it's much better. I'm actually going to try and go around this way and see if this is any better. Yeah, this is way better. Now, because the Dreamcast did not have a second analog stick, this is very strange for me, because I'm used to using the... I lost some time there. I'm used to using the analog stick to control my speed, which is much better for it, at least in my opinion. Almost missed that checkpoint. So, the control scheme is pretty different on here. It's actually... It's not that it's different, it just utilizes different buttons because it has to. The PlayStation 2 does still utilize the same inputs for its controls. So, like, up on the D-pad is reload. I know how strange that sounds, but that's the way it is. That is actually reload. but on the PlayStation 2, it is left stick down. So it's kind of strange for me. I never used the control scheme like that. Now, using the bike is the most difficult section of, or not section, but most difficult portion of this run from what I'm seeing here. Again, not really down to difficulty, but just because of how tedious it is and how poorly everything controls. It's probably going to be the most annoying, but more than likely the most consistent. Obviously, that comes down to whether or not I can use this bike well. I gotta be really careful with that turn there because checkpoints in this game are a bit iffy. Sometimes you'll hit them, sometimes you won't. It's all dependent on what the bike wants. You do not control the bike controls you. And I lost time. But somehow I still got a record. So, alright, that's enough of the bike. So, I'm going to explain how exactly New Game Plus works, because it is the complete opposite of what you'd expect. So because the game is lacking in almost every department, and in every sense of the word, what the developers decided to do to add replay value, again, it's not replayability, that's not a word, so if everyone could stop using it, that'd be wonderful. To add replay value, what the developers have done is create New Game Plus, but this isn't a typical New Game Plus. As you progress through the game, obviously as you finish it, you unlock version 2. And if you complete version 2, you unlock version 3. And that cycle will continue. And that keeps going. I believe it's endless. This is another thing that is terrible. You're going to see me use this a lot in VR. Not as much in the base game, but in VR you'll see me snap a lot of necks. The reason for this is because I don't have any other weapons at hand. AI is pretty stupid, but we can still get found by them pretty easily if I don't remember the proper routes. There's no faster way to move. This is the best way to move. Let's see, I don't think I can pull this off. Maybe I can. As soon as he turns around. Ah, that was another guy. See, this is where most of my time loss will come from, is this. Because snapping a neck is assigned to the exact same key as shoot, which is terrible because I will accidentally throw the shell of a bullet, which is the equivalent of a Metal Gear Solid magazine. Oh, great. It's as Ashens would put it, it is bloody awful. There's no way to change it. I cannot unequip the shell. I am stuck with what I have, and I have to work around it. So, I guess it was this guy. Show me now. I gotta see. There's still things I gotta test out. But for now, let's just kill this guy to be safe. So that's pretty much set in stone. I am going to have to kill that guard over there. Now, the problem with doing these and having to restart is the fact that enemies learn from your mistakes. So, for example, let's assume that I get found a bunch of times by the first guard, his behavior will change, and he'll start to turn around faster and react to things differently. However, the effects of this can be negated by simply restarting. So that difficulty, that skill gap, learning curve type of deal, pretty much goes away with a simple reset. So, oh, and I got too close. Enemies can be practically pushed if you walk behind them slowly enough. You do not have to worry about getting found. They don't hear footsteps. See how quickly we can get through this. Might be possible to do this without. Yeah, here we go. Perfect. I could probably get about 26, maybe 27 seconds on this. Not sure. Maybe if I can snap the other guy's neck a little quicker, perhaps I can get a better time. If I cut the corners just right. Okay. It's just how this game is. It's a little dumb. But the price we pay for entertainment, I suppose. It took a little longer here. That's not what I want. This will be the reason why I fail so many times. Is primarily down to a terrible control scheme. There's nothing I can do to change it. It's just the way it is. I went too far. Actually, I want to see. I might not even have to snap his neck. Yes, I do. Maybe not. I have just enough time. So it looks like that's probably the best way to go about doing this. Get rid of this guy. Might be faster to throw a shell. I'll have to check. Try it out. Maybe I can get rid of a second. Stay here. 26 seconds. Let's try it without snapping the first guy's neck. It's about the same time, I think. Maybe not. I got here a little earlier, which means his behavior, yeah. Which means he just turned around. So maybe it doesn't matter. Yeah, about the same time. The reason that happened was because he just turned around again. So it doesn't matter. I can either throw a shell or I can snap his neck. I'm going to get the same time. Looks like 26 seconds is probably the best time I'm going to get on this mission. So we'll move on, I guess. So there's that. These here on the bottom, these number 3, all of them are more or less the same thing, just utilizing the regular EMP gun, which is my pistol. The pistol is going to be the most common weapon you see. There are a couple exceptions as to when I will use different weapons, but for the most part, the pistol is the way to go. Except for in tight corridors, primarily in the Wolfpack HQ, which is early on in the game. You're going to see me use the shotgun a lot because it's really, really good. It can kill enemies in one hit, but from a distance, you're only going to be hitting them with a couple of pellets, so it's not worth it to use even at medium range. Again, this is where the pistol comes in. Uh, I guess I can take this time to explain the weapons in this game. So, let's see. I don't know if I'll run out of time here. Well, I will run out of time. I'm just not sure if it'll quit. So, I'll see if I can explain it through here after I kill them all. So, let me just go through this. Headhunter Redemption, if anybody is curious, which I really doubt. But if you are curious, I've never played Headhunter Redemption. This is the only Headhunter game I've ever played. Probably the only one I ever will. However, there are probably a few masochists in my viewer base, so there are probably some people who would want to see that. It is a sequel. I don't know if you actually play as Jack, but probably doesn't matter since nobody is even remotely emotionally attached to any of these cookie-cutter James Bond type characters or the Charlie's Angels ripoff. Now, you're going to notice he exploded. Some enemies throw grenades, and this game has a pretty neat mechanic, which I will give it credit for. It is basically you can shoot grenades out of the sky and stop them from coming towards you, which is really good if you can get it. Let's see, I think there was probably one more. Yep. I don't want to die here. Now, if you're wondering why I'm staying stationary, it's for that reason. Let's see. I'm gonna try and explain, because I wanted to do 3 AAA because it has all the weapons available, but I guess I won't be able to do that because of the way that it is. Simply put, walking around and shooting is completely worthless. It's your accuracy becomes so bad that it's just not worth it. You have to stay stationary to be able to get in enough shots, and to top that off, you have to fire at a very specific stream or a very specific rhythm. Otherwise, your bullets will go all over the place, and you're gonna have a bad day. If you just mash X and attempt to get max fire rate at medium range with the pistol, which is already the most effective weapon you're going to have, out of the 16 bullets that you fire, you're probably going to hit about 5. That's if you're lucky and the game is being generous and it's having a good day. Otherwise, you aren't going to hit shit. So crouching, staying stationary is pretty much the only way to go about shooting people, which makes it extremely risky to deal with large crowds of enemies with just the EMP gun. If you do not have adrenaline, adrenaline will be used somewhat frequently throughout the run. I've pretty much noticed that as I played through the game. The reason for this is because there are a lot of instances where you're going to take so much damage that you're going to need the extra little boost in health just to get through a certain section or something. There are some instances where I will utilize a lot of stealth, other instances where I'm just going to blow the shit out of everything. So, yeah, there's that. Let's see, what was this one? These are the final ones. These are a conglomeration of different types of tests and things. It's supposed to be a test to see if you've learned everything. In reality, it's no different from anything else. This right here is very specific. So this guy is always going to be looking in this direction. You can either A, shoot him, get found, B, crouch down like so, and slowly walk around. But we're not going to do that. What we can do, if I can get it, is do that. But I think I can get it from here. Yeah, it's very specific. I want to get as close to the wall as I can, otherwise I will be spotted. This right here, this guy waiting, forget him. Do the same thing here. Oh, whoops. Now, rolling is good because it changes the, whoops. It changes the direction I'm moving, and it does so better than using the analog stick. I know that sounds really strange, but it's just the way it is. Let's see. This will be seen best and can probably be best explained in the sewer level. Really, there aren't too many instances where I will use this in normal areas, I guess. Hey, man. Or woman, I guess. Whoops. This is exactly what I mean by this game has god-awful controls. Let's see. Where is the thing? Here it is. Try this again. I want to actually take a look at something here. I gotta see when exactly he turns around and I can start moving. That way I won't have to go here. I can just roll forward. So it's at about 8 seconds. And same for this. Just turned around. So it's at 19 seconds. And I don't want to get found because if I get found, the door locks. And we don't want that. Here we need to kill everyone. There's only a couple guards. Screw it, we'll just do this. Since they only take a couple shots. 42 seconds. So that wasn't terrible. Woman, I'm not sure if you're here for DMC4, but if you are, I'm not going to be doing that at the moment. I guess you could call this practice for a speedrun. I wanted to make an archive of just a bunch of information regarding running this game. And that's exactly what I'm doing now, if this control would work. Now, I'm not sure how I did it, but there was a point in time where I did this mission and the box had spawned outside of the wall. If I can figure out how to do that, that'd be excellent, because that would save me plenty of time. Doesn't matter if I take too much damage here. Here we use our spaz. If we could lock onto the right guy, that'd be excellent. Probably gonna die here. Yeah. It's just how the game goes. Now, I don't want to take... I can take damage on the first few guys, but I don't want to take too much damage. He should have been dead. It's just the way this game goes. So again... Alright, that was much better. So, probably do a little better than that. Maybe down to 42 seconds. Let's see, I don't know if this will do damage to me. Nope. I want to try and get one shot for all of these enemies. Yeah, shotgun saves plenty of time. Try that one more time, make sure I'm just getting this right. I don't think I have grenades. No, I don't. I was gonna try and toss a grenade. Oh, great. I was gonna try and throw a grenade out over there. See if I can just blow it up from here. But unfortunately, I can't. I don't think there's any other way to do this. See, if I do that, it's, you know, I can't cause the chain reaction. So I have to move the crate every single time. I want to see if... Yeah, that won't work. Now, let me try that one more time. So yeah, probably 35 seconds is the best thing I'm going to get on this. I doubt it's going to be any better. So that's alright, I guess. So the sections, well, really the entire game is a needy bitch, but most of the sections that will require the most work are the bike, for me personally, I just have to remember the Queen of Hearts, and I have to remember its layout because I get pretty confused in the Queen of Hearts. Again, my sense of direction is terrible. So maybe I can find a map or something, or create a map of my own. We'll see. I forget exactly where all the enemies were. Here. One here. We don't want that to happen. If I push enemies away, there's a chance that I could miss my next shot. Isn't this just where I came from? No. So it doesn't even... It's worthless to just snap his neck. So I can get found anyways by the light. I can do a little better than that. Oh, as you can see, I can push enemies a little bit if I have to reposition them to stay a little safer. They won't find me. They can't hear me. Again, the only adaptations and I guess augmentations or changes that are made to their behavior is based solely on your previous performance, which again, all of the effects of the changes can be nullified and completely removed just by resetting the stage. Get rid of them. Surprised he didn't hear me. So 102, just barely 102. I guess it's probably the best time I can get on this. I don't know. Maybe. Stage 4, final one. By the way, this is how you unlock New Game Plus, if you're wondering. For anybody who is willing to run this game, this is how you unlock New Game Plus. You have to beat all of Hank Redwood's records. If you have the patience for it, knock yourself out. If you don't, I don't blame you. This test here, I haven't really found a definitive way to do it properly, but I have tried utilizing some grenades. But again, grenades, with as useful as they may be, In terms of damage, they are worthless because of the trajectory in which you throw them. It's terrible, and I'll actually show that off here in a minute. Now, even though I locked onto him, I can't actually shoot him from here. It's just the game being stupid. It doesn't actually matter. We don't want this. Now, if you do get the push, you don't want to mash shoot, because what will happen is the enemy will be so close to you, and the animation that plays is it will make your gun aim slightly to the right of where the enemy is, and you'll immediately miss the first shot. That won't matter too much if you're using something like the pistol or the SMG, but if you're using something that's very precise, like a shotgun or the Neuro Stunner, you don't want to shoot immediately after the shove or the push. So that's something else to keep in mind. So this here, the enemies start off all piled up. I don't think I have my rocket launcher. No, I don't. So this right here is a little rough. I want to see if I can actually get this with the SMG. Yeah, this is probably the easiest way to do it. I'm not going to reload there again because we're never going to use this. The game probably intends you to use, or wants you to use, grenades, but you don't need them. So I guess this is pretty much the best way to do this particular room. And I'm too low on health for this. So I guess if I'm going to do that with the SMG, I got to play everything safe, so it comes down to, does stealth pay off? Probably won't. Should be another guy up here. Now you need about 3 to 4 shots to kill an enemy with the pistol, the EMP gun. Let's see. Let's snap this guy's neck. Whoops. And there you have it. It's probably the best way to go about doing this. I'm going to do this one more time, just to be absolutely sure. Now, when you start this level, you want to make sure you're immediately holding down up and to the right, because if you wait just slightly too long, this guy will turn around, and you won't have time to kill him. I'm actually going to try with the shotgun here. And where did he go? That's time wasted. When you're going upstairs, always roll. No point not to. Oh, you go a little faster. I took some damage there, which is bad. Okay, so 54 seconds. There's always room for improvement in these kind of things, I guess. But that's probably, more than likely, the best time I'm going to get on this. And I realize I said that for that last one, but oh well. So now we have New Game Plus, or at least the option to have New Game Plus. What I'll do now is, I guess I'll just play through the rest of the game. Pretty much have this all down by now. It's just a matter of doing it over and over again, remembering things. But Layla is relatively easy, unless of course it doesn't carry over to my save data, and that would be a colossal pain in the ass. But who knows? Now, I'm already on disc 2. Disc 2 being, disc 2 on the Dreamcast starts right at the Aquadome when you get captured. Let's see, where did I leave off? Look for Fulci on the lower deck. Oh, excellent. So it didn't actually save any of that. I'm going to have to do all this over again, which is great. So it's fine, actually, because I do need to memorize this entire boat. I have a really hard time with this for some reason. So we're going to go here. This section has, yet again, one of the worst boss fights in the game. I pretty much say that for every fight, but they're all god-awful. I don't know why the boss fights are so bad in this game.
How's it going?
Let's skip all of this. So now we have to get a key card, and we have to buy a couple of enemies. Thankfully, if we get found, it's not like VR and the doors don't lock. So this guy here has a shotgun. Enemies with shotguns are really dangerous. They can be the difference between life and death if you kill them or not. We're gonna go in here. I'm probably not gonna actually collect that SMG ammo in a real run, but just for the hell of it, I decided to take it. So we're gonna go in here. Let's see. Now, like I said, like I explained with New Game Plus, as you progress through your playthroughs, the more playthroughs you do, the more difficult the game becomes. Oh, yeah, I gotta go do this thing. I forgot. You have to go up and, what's it called? Move the crate, and then you can open the thing, which I completely forgot about. That's exactly what I mean by you have to keep your shots controlled. I fired off 16 shots, and in the end, only 4 shots hit. 4 shots is all you need, but you know, just fire in not controlled bursts, but don't mash the hell out of the button. The Dreamcast version is a little weird. You cannot move while you try to activate a door. For some reason, the button prompt won't show up. You actually have to let go of your analog stick before you... oh, whoops. Oops, man. Enemies with shotguns, even at a distance, can be a little dangerous. If you're next to a crate, simply put, don't be next to those explosive barrels. There's really no reason to. It's kind of self-explanatory. Here we're gonna utilize the Walkman-looking thing. Key card to open it. So first the key card, and the other thing. Okay. As soon as it's done playing its goddamn music. All sorts of lag issues on this version of the game. It's not even my computer, it's just the ISO being stupid. Oh. I guess my radar decided to show up for a few seconds. What a game. I get some weird lag issues and some audio issues in cutscenes. And it's not surprising to see that it's here as well. And before, this is why I'm not running the Dreamcast version. Actually sneak. And I have no adrenaline. So, enemies in this game are a pain in the ass. Think of Grand Theft Auto. the more enemies you kill, the more that you're gonna find are coming after you. If this thing would work, that'd be great. Can't use that here, my ass. I have the key card. Game, please. Ten out of 10. Best game. Okay. I guess we're gonna have to find Grey Wolf first, apparently, even though I have all the items for the next section. Well, let's go find a dead body, I guess. Where was that thing? Is it this way? Hang on. Take a look at the map. It was up there somewhere. I think, yeah, maybe. Oh, I see. That's just me being autistic. I was using it on the wrong one. Of course, me being as smart as I am.
My name is L.E.I.L.A, Captain of the Queen of Hearts.
Welcome, Captain David Cullen.
So, let's see, what kind of health am I dealing with here? Probably gonna die on this section. It's alright if I get found here, I just need them to come to me. That's fine, because I didn't have any health. And stealth is a little too slow for this section. Don't want anything to do with that. God damn it. That's pretty much what gunfights are like. It's pretty hit or miss. See, I'm pretty sure that there's no way to go here without getting found. Yeah. See, because you'd think, you know, don't get too close, you're going to get hit a lot, but on the contrary, you need to get close to do good damage. Otherwise, it's the equivalent of trying to fight a medieval dragon with a bar of soap. It's not very effective. Should be one more. Maybe not.
Take it easy. I ain't no hero.
Honest guy. I like that. What's this?
Key card to the rear of the ship. I'm supposed to guard the engine room.
You're doing a great job. Keep talking. What's biotech want with black market organs?
People got the money. Syndicates got the goods. But the guys driving the biotech trucks, they say there's weird stuff going on in there.
Like what?
Like that outbreak of flu they put down to researching a cure. Only people died and they weren't in research. Just warehouse guys, ordinary Joes. Plus, I heard they got something else in there. Some kind of a sick, screwed up experiment. A man thing.
Boogeyman, huh? Sounds like a bedtime story. Sleep tight.
Excellent cutscenes. Alright, so now we can go through that door. And no, it isn't any faster to run or to roll. I just do it for the hell of it. Gives me something to do while I run around. And it doesn't waste any time either. Now, if you have to reload, what you can do is, if you don't want to spend the time aiming and reloading, you can reload and roll at the same time. Think Left 4 Dead, and how you cancel out of the reload animation by using melee. Same thing, same deal. By the second roll, you're already going to be reloaded. And there's nothing else here for me. Rolling upstairs is just much faster. No reason not to do it. And now we do what is undoubtedly one of the worst boss fights in history. That statement is true for every fight in this game.
Hold it, Fulci.
You think I'm the Don? That's funny.
If you're not Fulci, who are you then?
Just a loyal syndicate employee. I run the smuggling operation. Anything they want shipping, I bring it in.
So where's Fulci?
Where would you expect to find a big boss in a ship? Try looking on the bridge.
Angela.
Not really sure why the cutscenes are so low in volume on this ISO, but it just is. They're also not synced up.
No one keeps Ramirez in a cage. I got friends in high places.
There was me thinking we'd be bunking together in Ecuador. Since when did you fly ACN Airlines?
Since some smart guy in the ACN cut a deal with the syndicate. Why fight all the time? ACN means biotech.
Alright,
Biotech.
I was checking something on my phone. That's the only reason I was watching the cutscene. So, this fight is very tedious, just like the last one. Not nearly as bad as the spiders, but it's still pretty damn bad. You're not going to be using any of these weapons. You're only going to be using the stimulator automatic, which is pretty much the most sexual weapon I've ever heard of in my life. So, basically, you can damage him by shooting him if you really want to, but the damage is negligible. I don't think I have the health for this, so I'll probably die once. So I already said before, shooting and moving is not good, and that is exactly what they want you to do here. So that's what we're gonna have to do. And I'm probably gonna die here anyways. Yeah, that's fine, because if you die, you respawn with full health. so it's not a problem. Now, if you stand still, what'll happen is he'll throw a grenade. So probably one of the best ways to do this is to move around and shoot. You can't really get a decent angle here. But you have to take out the lights first. Then you can shoot him. Pretty bad. Obviously takes some inspiration from Metal Gear Solid 2. And you can distract him or whatever, but let's see. Yeah, I don't know. It's never really worked very well for me. Literally the main mechanic behind the fight does not work very well for me. See, now he's just looking in a different direction. But he always comes back to look at you. It's kind of odd. So these lights here, you always have a better angle than he does. Again, it's super hit or miss as to whether or not you're going to get him on the first try or not. There we go. So now, this is the second phase of the fight. He's just going to throw grenades at you because he gets kind of bored of using his, literally his Gatling gun. You can just go up to him and shoot the shit out of him. If you don't get hit by nades. One of the worst fights in existence. Then if you stand too low behind or below him, your bullets won't hit. So, pretty damn bad. And that's the fight. You could probably just toss a grenade right at the lights if you wanted to, but the reason I don't do it is because the grenades sometimes, like I said, they're not very accurate, they're not very reliable. Sometimes they just fall right off the oil rig or the boat, and they're just not reliable. For the most part, they probably just waste time, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so for the next section that is very, very annoying, we're looking at L.E.I.L.A points. These are really annoying. You have to find a road that works best. And so far, the one that is the most convenient is literally the one that's right next to the L.E.I.L.A offices. Let's go through here. Now, let's see. Was it this way? I always forget. That's fine. We can go this way. Get a few points here. Again, the bike sucks. Try not to get too much air, because if you accidentally get air, you have a chance of crashing into another car, and there's no way to control the bike on the ground, on the air. So, fucking Christ. Actually, let me check something here really quickly. Now, the best way to actually obtain points is to go at full speed, and I've already explained before that holding down R2 fully is pretty unreliable. It's just terrible. So there's a couple of roads that you can go to. This one definitely isn't really working. Hang on a second here. Hang on a minute. I'm doing like 3 different things at once here. All right. So, sorry about that. I get messages every now and then. I do have acquaintances. I know it's surprising to hear, but I do. So let's go the other way around. The road, you'd probably think, oh, you can go to the drainage ditch or the sewers or whatever to obtain points quickly. But it's not very reliable because you can only obtain max points per second for about 2 seconds, maybe 3 at the sewers. So it's not worth your time to go down that way. Starting from the L.E.I.L.A parking garage is the best way to go. And going around the city is there's this sort of large U-shaped road that you can drive on. Once you have enough skill on the bike and you've learned how to ride this piece of shit, it becomes pretty self-explanatory. So this is the road I was talking about. You see right here, it goes straight for a long time, then take a turn here, take another turn there, and you can just keep going back and forth, and it's very effective. Unfortunately, getting just dodges does not count towards your score. It's all related to speed. So you gotta Sonic your way through the entire city. All you gotta do this for 1,300 points. If I want to crash here, like I just did. And go all the way back. When I pause, if you're wondering why you see those bars on the side, oh, here goes the bike controlling itself again. When it was going left and right like that, that wasn't me. But the reason you're seeing those bars on the side is because I'm playing in 16 by 9. It just looks nicer. I enjoy it. I've never seen this game in 16 by 9. I'm used to playing it in 4 by 3. So, the perks of playing on an emulator, I guess. Now, the game on a PlayStation 2 normally runs at a pretty solid frame rate. It's rare to see it drop in frames like it does here, and it could be just my computer, I guess, but I really doubt it. So we're almost done. We can probably get enough points just on another lap, I guess. But this right here is the most effective way to obtain L.E.I.L.A points, period, for any rank. And by controlling itself. Only got 100 more points. I can just go right here. There we go. This is actually one of the lengthiest sections of the game. Is the bike. Please move. That is why we don't do wheelies. So now, I don't actually know if I probably have to do them all over again, knowing this game. Actually, I really hope the game doesn't fucking crash here, because that'd be a pain in the ass. I know the Dreamcast emulator has some problems saving this game. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. Yeah, I gotta do them all over again. Oh well, that's fine though. Alright, let's see if I even remember exactly how I did this. say practice pays off. So, what was this one again? Oh, I remember. Let's see. Yeah. Go here. This guy's gonna take his sweet time. Gotta wait for him to turn around as well. I didn't actually practice this one. I don't know how he saw me, but okay. I was expecting the other one to find me. Damn it. Actually, let me see something. See if this will work. Here. And whoops. How did I do this? This is why it still needs a lot of practice and a whole bunch of different experiments before I can actually do a real run. There's a lot of things I forget. Okay. Toss the thing here. Kill him. I think the one... It's like one full circle if I remember right. Alright. That's not good. Whoops. No, this isn't so much a speedrun tutorial. It's more or less just an informative video on, not a video, I guess, just more of a stream. But I have it archived so that if anybody wants to watch it, they can. I have a lot of worthless information to share to the masses, and I'm starting with this. So this will forever be up on Twitch until it gets taken down for some sort of stupid copyright. Not actually playing anything copywritten, but they'll find something. I just wanted to have something informative on this game, or you know what? I just wanted to have something on this game, period, because there's like no content involving this game on the interwebs. Just none. This game is practically non-existent. And I don't blame people for not playing it, because it's pretty bad. But it was one of my childhood games, so... I'd like to give this game some attention, I guess. It's kind of... like, it's such an obscure video game. But it's funny. It's not really a great video game, but it's got an excellent soundtrack. It's made by a guy that does... a composer that makes music for some Sonic games. I think he did some Crazy Taxi stuff. He made some of the songs for Jet Set Radio. Very talented guy with some excellent songs. Actually, I'm gonna get my AAA stuff, and then I'm gonna do the rest of the L.E.I.L.A tests, just to have New Game Plus, so I can save on 2 different save files, and I can run New Game Plus V2 if I want to every time. Because, like I said, if I beat the game and I get New Game Plus, I get version 2, V2. If I beat V2 and I save over V2, I get V3, and so on and so forth. It's a pain in the ass. Oh, and apparently I can't even do it. Fuck. Well, that's fine, I guess. Sure known. Let me actually see. Where did I save? I really don't feel like doing all that over again. It's now or never, but let's keep it at not now. Nice. Brilliant. Obviously, we can't collect any more L.E.I.L.A points, so it doesn't matter if we crash. Feel free to crash into whatever the bloody hell you want to. Too much Ashens. So we aren't going to follow this road at all. Well, not up until a certain point. We don't go right, we go left. This part on your game, if you're playing a version that isn't completely fucked, this isn't going to be on your radar. It's pretty deceiving. Actually, check something here before I continue on. Uh, so I'm gonna do this next quote-unquote fight, which is really just a QTE sequence with the same buttons every time, so it's not that bad. But I don't know the Dreamcast buttons very well, so this has always been a pain in the ass for me. So you do left, right, L, which is L2, and then you do A, which is fire. So left, right, L, A. Get some shitty little cutscene. Let's get into the actual biotech lab. Machine gun ammo. So this is actually what I wanted to show off, because the sewers has a lot of tight corridors and stuff. So, in the air duct, or the whatever it is, at the Palmera Mall, there's a section where you got to go in and listen to what Ramirez is saying, like a total creeper. So you're in the air duct, which is totally not a ripoff of Metal Gear. And there's a lot of tight turns and stuff. So it's really the only point in time where you're going to use this. But you can roll to change the direction, and you go a lot faster than if you were to just go this way. Because you see Jack kind of stops for a second when he turns, if my camera would work properly. It's so... it's almost negligible, but it makes a difference in that one area. But you just roll when you take a turn. There's also one very brief but pretty important animation skip that involves using the plant your ass on the wall tactic into the levitate up to the part that you want to go up onto. Ancient monk technique. I can show that off later when I get to that section of the game again. Let's see. Basically what you do is on this, it only works on that one ledge. I'm not sure why, but it just does, and it saves about 2 seconds. So hey, you know, any time saved is good, I guess. But what you do is you go up on the ledge, or you go next to the ledge, you plant your ass on the wall, and then you hold up, and you'll just levitate up onto the ledge. It's great. So it's locked from here. We go up. Again, shotgun is basically our best friend here. You always want to be picking up shotgun ammo because you're going to need it. Stay away from the barrels and kill this guy as quickly as possible because he has a submachine gun and he may actually accidentally shoot this barrel here, and you don't want that because that can kill you. Especially if you're playing on New Game Plus, because on New Game Plus you take more damage. Also, if you wear your sunglasses, you will immediately save 30 minutes. Here is one of the few times where we're going to use this. We'll go down to the biotech labs. This part here is kind of annoying. You need your Google A's. So I like to do it this way. You don't have to if you don't want to. I aim here. Oh, whoops. I didn't do it right. Put on the Google A's. And you just roll See, that's why it's not really that effective, but it's how I do it. Just because I'm cool. I guess. Fuck. It takes me a couple times to do this every time. It's one of the places I just need work. But the reason I do this is because sometimes I can get lucky and I can go through 2 sets of lasers. It's not very consistent, but something like that. Except you don't want to take damage. So, let's take these off. Rocket launcher is somewhat useful here. There's going to be an extra guy that comes by. There are 4 total. Just don't know where he is. I must have killed him to be safe. Keep this. Okay, yeah, I must have killed him. Yeah, because there's going to be a guy right here. Or right over there. But I guess the splash damage must have killed him. Get used to that alarm. It's not the last time you're going to hear it. This room is worthless. You'll find some ammo in there and a very eerie, ominous ladder being illuminated solely by 1 lamp hanging from the ceiling. I don't know if it's... I don't know what that ladder is there for, but it's there. So if you want to go and visit our friend the ladder, he's there. He's a pretty lonely guy. And we are back to the beginning of the game. Okay, so you have a couple options here. You can either A, kill them, or B, you can use your Neuro Stunner, but I don't have ammo, so I can't. Just gonna fire my rocket. He was kind of screwed from the beginning. Gonna be 1 extra guy. Now you gotta be really careful here, because they can kill you from this distance. You can't do that very well. Never spend any unnecessary time trying to kill someone from a distance with the pistol, like I just did. You're not going to save any time. You got a better chance of just dodging the bullets. The enemy's aim isn't very good. The only reason you'll really ever die in this game is if you're up close and they got a shotgun, or B, you've just taken a lot of stray bullets, because that's really all they fire are just stray bullets. We don't have to take any documents at all, so don't waste any time taking these. They're just for lore. Lore which you're never going to care for. So this is the very, very secret opening. And there's nothing here except for this monkey skull. And I'm pretty sure these are fetuses. Something. Yeah, that's definitely a fetus. So we need 3 keys, and then once we get that, we switch to playing as Cookie Cutter Charlie's Angel ripoff Angela. She has some information of her own that is somewhat important. Also, you could take this if you really wanted to. It's not necessary, but you can. Angela is identical to playing as Jack, with one exception. Her pistol is significantly better in terms of damage per second, because her rate of fire is superb comparatively. The EMP gun, the stimulator automatic, whatever you want to call it, it's just an EMP gun or something, it's got the same rate of fire, but it's very difficult to get consistently. I'll show this off here, if I don't die. It pretty much just fires stray bullets. You can just run like this forever. Even on harder difficulties. The only difference between the difficulties is that they deal more damage, or maybe you just have more health. Who knows? The developers probably just gave you less health because they don't know how to add in different damage values. So, if you want to test out accuracy on things, on weapons, you can actually wait for this music to end. That'd be wonderful. Where's this enemy? There he is. He's coming. He's coming. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, I've already been found. Let's go in here, huh? Let's go back to safety. Anyways, what I was trying to show off was if you want to test accuracy on specific weapons, you cannot do it without a target. This game is very strange in that you need a target to get the real accuracy of a weapon, and I'll explain what I mean here. So for example, let's take the EMP gun, and we're gonna shoot at max rate, right? You're noticing, even while I move, my bullets are going perfectly straight. There's nothing I can do to change that. You need a target to get the real accuracy of a gun. This applies to everything. So even the shotgun. Let's see. I don't need 22 shots. It's pretty much the same thing. I guess I can take this time to explain weapons. Decoy shells, never going to use them. Resonator grenades, there are probably some areas that could utilize a resonator grenade, but I have yet to find a solid way to use them. Proximity mines, completely worthless. I've tried some things with the proximity mines and the atom fight. Not worth your time. The damage output is just, it isn't there. The damage is negligible. Just use pipes and the what's it called? The pistol. You can if you want to. I'll even show it off with the proximity mines, the atom fight that's coming up with Angela. What you do is if you've played this game and you're familiar with it, you know that he runs around around the room in a particular pattern. It's a predetermined pattern, and if you shoot him without getting the pipe in his face, he will start running towards you, and it becomes increasingly difficult to avoid him. It is very possible. The AI is stupid in this game, and you can just run in a circle around the table in the center and lose him. But it's not worth it to risk it. It's similar to the Aquadome fight, where you don't want to shoot the boss too many times, or he's going to run right for you. Plus the damage, again, negligible, not worth your time. But what you do is you set down a proximity mine right next to the pipe, and from there you wait for him to come along. You shoot the pipe, make sure you get it just right so that he takes maximum damage, and then you shoot the proximity mine. Then you shoot him with your pistol. But you can't shoot him with your pistol for too long, because then he's going to start running and sprinting towards you. But that's pretty much how I found you can do max damage on Atom, but it doesn't seem to be worth the time or the effort. The only real reason, I guess, that you could use a proximity mine on Atom is if you accidentally miss the pipe timing and you do it too early and he starts running towards you. You can blow up the proximity mine in his in his face to make up for the loss of damage from the mistiming on the pipe. That's about as much as you're going to get out of a proximity mine. There's no real reason to use it other than that. And there's only one Atom fight with Angela where you can use them, because the fight with Jack is he stays in the center of the room the entire time. And there's a lot to that fight that I'll go into later on. for now, the rest of the weapons, Scorpion Neuro Stunner. This thing is worthless. You're probably thinking to yourself, "Well, you can use it on the ACN soldiers because you can't use your other weapons." Don't believe what the game tells you. The programmers and the developers forgot to remove the ability to snap necks. So you can actually kill ACN soldiers if you want to, and it's probably the best way to go about doing Wolfpack 2 and Palmera Mall, because you get rid of them as a whole. The Neuro Stunner stuns for only so much time, and even then, it's just not worth it. Plus, it takes time to charge up. The only way that I could see this being a viable weapon is if you really need to take someone out, and it's from a distance. This will get anyone from any range at one hit, but it won't kill. And enemies have iframes on the ground, so kind of worthless. I guess you could do some sort of weird combination between proximity mines and this Neuro Stunner, but again, it's not worth your time. It's just worthless. Submachine gun, kind of useful. It does identical damage to that of the pistol, and by pistol I mean the stimulator automatic. Same damage. Only difference is that the accuracy is horrendous. It's really, really bad. I can't show it off here, but even with controlled bursts, it's crap. It's just crap, complete garbage. The only time it's useful is in that one Layla fight, or mission, where you got the 4 guys in the center, like I showed off before, and you just spray the hell out of them. But any other instance with enemies that you want to kill quickly, just go with the shotgun. Regulator shotgun is the best way to go for up close damage. This is, of course, with the exception of boss fights, because with boss fights, you do the same damage all around with all weapons. There's no difference. All the weapons have pretty much the same damage values against bosses, so there's no point. Again, missile launcher, use it on those 2 guys that came out of the elevator, and you're also going to use it on Adam. In New Game Plus, this becomes one of your best weapons, probably the most practical and effective weapon, obviously, because you have infinite ammo, which is basically, I guess, what you could call cheat percent, to be perfectly honest with you, because it is a cheat and it can't be shut off. That pretty much covers the weapons on Jack's end. As for Angela, really, it's the same thing. The only difference is that her fire rate is excellent in comparison to this. You notice that there are some freezes and some stops every 4 to 5 bullets with Jack's EMP gun. Nothing you can really do about that. It's just kind of how it is. The rate of fire on Angela's gun is way better. As the cool kids put it, way better. And it has a suppressor, but the suppressor means nothing for you. It does nothing for you. You still get found if you shoot a guy from behind. There's no difference, so don't bother trying to sneak up behind people to shoot them with your suppressed weapon. Just shoot them, kill them, doesn't make a difference. But that covers all of the weapons in your arsenal, your repertoire. As far as other mechanics go, if you really need to turn around, you can just press square, or what I think is X on the Dreamcast, if you're playing on the Dreamcast, which I highly doubt you are. You just press square and it resets the camera. If you want to look around while aiming, you hold square and you tilt the analog stick left or right. You cannot roll backwards. If you want to roll backwards, you got to let go of lock on or aim, and then you can roll. And even then, you do this weird J shape. You kind of go around things. So, like, for example, see this here. So you completely go around the thing that you're facing, or you're sitting next to. I'm trying to think, because this game isn't depthful by any means, but there's a lot of mechanics that could be explained. That's about it, really. Yeah, I don't know. As far as reloading goes, you can do that thing I mentioned before. 2 rolls to compensate for the reload lag. By the time you roll a second time, your reload is pretty much done. You can roll 3 times if you really want to. If you're going to use the Neuro Stunner and the shotgun, make your shots count. Because there is a lot of recovery frames from not only reloading, but from firing. It's a very, very slow but damaging weapon. And just make sure your shots are well placed. As I explained before, if you're going to shove someone, wait a few seconds with the shotgun, because the first few frames of the recovery animation for pulling your shotgun back up, you'll actually be aiming slightly to the right of whatever enemy you just shoved, and you're going to miss your shot, which could either A, mean you lose a majority of your health, which isn't good since you take plenty of damage in this game, or B, you could flat out die, and checkpoints in this game will more than likely end up meaning reset. It's very dependent on where you are in the game, but the checkpoints start you off from the beginning of the level. So you need to be very methodical and just make everything count. Don't get killed. Stock up on adrenaline if you can. Remember areas that have adrenaline. That's very, very important. That's still something I need to memorize. But let's get this next thing so we can go to Angela and I can explain her weapon. It's just a random ass cutscene. We don't need to watch any of this. Now, I realize that this is a stream, but it's very convenient for me because I'll be able to upload this archive to YouTube, and that's exactly what I'm going to do, and that's probably where you're watching this. In a minute here, I'm going to take a quick break. So I won't stop the stream, but I will keep it paused, and I'll put my idle animation that I usually have up. I thought I was going to get found there. So I apologize for this not being a super professional stream or video, but I thought it would be best to do this in a streaming fashion to try and explain everything, since I can talk for hours and hours on end on here without using any memory, because I don't have to render a video and edit it, upload it. I can just take the archive, place it up on YouTube. Information is all there, nothing's changed. It's very convenient. Right here, you can use a lockpick and you got yourself ammo. You can pick up more than one. So, Angela's weapon. Stimulator Mark II. It's a Makarov. This is a very different weapon. It's more or less the same, to be perfectly honest, but the rate of fire is considerably better. And you can see that. Not to mention it does the same amount of damage. Her damage output per second is superior to that of Jack's, without in comparison to his pistol. Obviously, the SMG does the same damage and fires a lot faster, but you don't want to mash. Might want to spend some time trying to get the right rhythm. Now you have to keep in mind, the faster you fire, the less accurate you're going to be. So keep encounters close for maximum damage. Or as the Genji Days of the Blade Man says, massive damage. It's not necessary, but it's advised that you keep encounters close. It really helps when you're trying to kill someone quickly. From a distance, you don't do. There's no damage drop off. It's the same whether you're 100 feet away or 100 miles away. You're going to do the same amount of damage. The only difference being that your bullet might not hit. There's a good chance that at a distance your pistol shots aren't going to hit. So, yeah, that's really all I can say on that. But, yeah, that's Headhunter in a nutshell, I think. There's a lot I can explain, but I don't know. I think for now I'm done. So that's Headhunter, pretty much. If anybody has any questions on this game, this atrocity, feel free to tell me, and I'll be sure to answer. I have a bit too much knowledge on this game, or more than most people do. So I think for now I'm done here on Twitch, and I will upload this to YouTube.